Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the Azure RBAC, that is role based access control, which is a system that provides fine-grained access management of Azure resources. It helps you to manage who has access to Azure resources, what they can do with those resources, and what areas they have access to. To give that access, you have to create role assignment. Now, that role assignments are basically divided in three elements. These three elements are: first is a security principle. Now, what is a security principle? It is a user group. You can give the access or you can allow roles for the users, groups, service principals, or manage identities. Users means you can create some kind of users in your Azure AD, or you can create a group of users. Then you can allow or you can assign the your role for that particular users from outside, but you can authenticate it, which is a service principal and manage identities. Next part is a role definitions. Now, what is meant by role definition? It is a basically collection of permission. That's what can it do, which is action or not action, data action or not data action. Azure have several built-in RBAC roles. There are several inbuilt roles which are we can find out as this way. You just search for RBAC in Azure, then go for the Microsoft Azure documentation for RBAC and go for this. There is a total documentation of Azure RBAC work. This is the first part, security principle. You can allow your access to the users, groups, service principals, and manage identities. Now you can create the role definition whenever you assign some kind of role. It is a combination of action, not action, data action, and not data action. Now there are several inbuilt roles which you can see here. There are basic roles: contributor, owner, network contributor. These are the several roles. From that, there are three basic or fundamental roles. Sorry, there are four fundamental roles. From that, first three are applied to all resource type. In that, first one is the owner role. In this owner role, it have a full access to all resources and it also delegate access to other users. Next one is a contributor role. In that contributor role, it can create and manage resources. It also create new tenant in Azure AD if he is a contributor of management group, but it cannot grant access to others. And lastly, there is a third role which is a reader role, which is having the access of only view Azure resources. It cannot create, it cannot access to others, it only view the Azure resources. Instead of that, there is a fourth fundamental Azure role, which is a user access administrator. User access administrator. This is This can manage user access to user resources, to Azure resources. It can only give access to other users. It cannot create or it cannot delete any kind of resources. Okay? Now, these are the some kind of basic built-in functions where you can see that action, not actions, and data actions and not data actions. From this part, you can see here there is the actions. These are the actions: create and manage resources all types. For the contributor role, these are the not actions for the contributor role, data action and not data action, and this is the template for this role. Here is the owner role and the reader role. As the same as there are so many roles, and you can see the action and not action and its templates from this window. Here action, not action, and data action and not data action. Okay. Now we are going for the third element of role assignment, which is the scope. The third element of role assignment is a scope. First is a security principle, second is a role definition, and third one is a scope. Now there are four scopes, or we can say that it is a set of resources where it is divided in four parts. First one is a management group. Second one is a subscription. In that subscription, there are resource group. And in that resource groups, there are multiple resources. If I am giving the contributor role to that particular subscription scope, then it is inherited below resource group and resources. If user A is a contributor role of subscription, then he is a contributor of resource groups and resources also. Now, if I am changing that user A for the owner role, for that particular subscription, then this contributor role is not in use. Now onwards, it is treated as a owner of that subscription, resource group and resources, which is the word is coming, that is inherited or inheritance. Now, if I am going to add same user here to the reader role, then for management group, it is a reader role, and onwards, from this onwards, it is a owner of that subscription. If I am giving the owner role for the subscription 1, and if I am having the subscription 2 in that same management group, and I am going to add reader role for that subscription 2, then for that subscription 2, it is inherited for that particular subscription, resources and resource groups. Okay, you get it? Now, instead of that, you can also create Azure custom roles for specific needs of your organization. Let's demonstrate it. Now, go for the Azure account From this search bar, you have to search for the management group. Here are the management group. Now, you can create management group from this bar. I have already created it. So, I have my management group here. You can add from this bar. Use existing, no, create new. I can add here the Madhvi name and here the my management group. Okay, and save it. Now, next one is when we are creating management group, then there is a no subscription inside it. Now, I can see the subscription here. Then I have to right click on that subscription and move it to the my management group. Now, I have now this subscription in my that management group. Now get inside it, or you can go from this, from the details, you can see the description of your management group level. Now go for the access control, which is identity and access management. From this you have to, you can give access or you can give role assignment to any kind of users. Now you can select multiple roles here. From that I am going to add contributor role for that particular my management group to the users group or service principles, which I already discussed in the security principles. Now the user, which is I have already created in the my Azure Active Directory, which is Chris Green, and now I am going to save it. Okay, this role is already exists. I can create the one more. If this could happen, then go for the access control IAM, then go for the role assignments. Now I have to delete it from this pan. Yes. I remove the role assignment which I already given. Now I am going to give that role contributor role to that particular Chris Green and save it. Yes, you can see here. This is the contributor role to that Chris Green. Now, if I am going for my management group and in that I am going for the subscription level, I can also see that users. See this? This is the management group level contributor. Then Chetan Pawar is the owner of that management group, and this is the role which I have assigned before, which is a reader role to that particular resources. Now I am going to add one more resource group here. My test RG now created. Okay. Now going for the my test RG group, I am giving the access of owner role to that particular Chris Green user. Now you can see the owner role. From this onwards, for this resource group, he is the owner of that resource group. Now if I want to delete the contributor role, see, remove role assignment which is not possible because this is given by the management group. I can delete it this owner role from that resource group because I am inherited here only. So now I am going to remove it from this part. From this part, you can assign any kind of roles to the any users. Now, how can we add some kind of users for our management group? There are a Azure Active Directory. Here, go for the Azure Active Directory here, and from that pan, go for the users. You can see that there are number of users are available over here. Now, if I want to create one more new user, then I am going for this. I can add any name. These options, you can keep it as it is, automated and create it. Okay. Now, go for again management group. Go for this. Now, I am going to give access to the owner role for that subscription. Then again I am going for the management group. Not in the management group, I have to give the access of the subscription group level. Then I am going for that subscription, and from that identity and access management I am adding the role assignment. Here I am going to add the owner role for that particular new user. I can add multiple users to this subscription, or I can add the groups to that subscription, or I can add roles and save it. Okay. Now we can see that here is the management group level is a contributor role, then Aradhya is the owner, Chris Green is the owner, Chetan Pawar is the owner, and Madhvi is a reader. Now onwards, it acts as a owner for Chris Green. It is not a contributor for that particular subscription. And again, I am going to delete from this plan, and from the management group level, I am deleting the Chris Green only. I cannot delete the owner of the management group. Okay. This is all I have for today. Thank you very much.